Rizzotti batting at 273 with 11 at-bats on the season. She fouls off to the left side. 11 at-bats on the season, so quite a sizable number. She's got 2 walks, no extra base hits yet. That's probably something she wants to break through with. Get her first extra base hit today. Might be a little mini goal for her. 1-2 delivery coming home from Logan Paxalingen. Outside for a ball. So Rizzotti, Yep, Alvarado, Macau, Klein, Taylor, Lopez, Finderup, and Andrews is the lineup for the Rams this afternoon in this game 1 of the doubleheader. Here comes the 2-2. Outside for a ball, and Rizzotti runs the count full. So Lexi Rizzotti waiting for her payoff pitch here.
You know, we say this a lot, Armando. Every time we start a game, start a season, it's always about that first hitter. And that's a way to start it off right there.
Got her with the pitch way outside there. Got her to swing and miss. And so Rizzotti will start her afternoon with a K. Here now is Yep. Sydney Yep, one of the 400 hitters on the squad. An on-base percentage of 500. When you're on base 50% of the time of your at-bats, that is a stat. I don't care how many games you've played, whether it's 1, 2, 6, 8. That is an incredible stat line.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the best way to be a productive player on your team. There's no other reason. I mean, putting up yourself on base half of the time is just so incredible.
Yep, also slugging at 667. And that slugging percentage way up because of a homer and 5 driven in that she has. 5 RBI on the season off of 5 hits. That's efficiency.
And on top of her being one of the best bats on this team, with leading in the RBI category, tied for first in the home run category, as well, she's also tied for first in the stolen bases category. So she's really putting herself on the bases, scoring in runs, and manufacturing every run that she's being brought in from.
And typically also in the arguments of efficiency, you want your most efficient hitter to hit second, usually in the lineup. And clearly you can see with stolen bases being concerned, and homers being concerned, extra bases being concerned, and RBI, all of those aspects, Yep is probably the most well-rounded hitter on this team. Davis over there at second had to make a tough play on the backhand, but makes it for the 4-3 putout for the second out of the inning.
If you're the Renegades here, I mean, you've looked through 2 pretty good hitters, leadoff hitter, can get on base, but having her up right there, number 44, having her up and playing, that's a hard hitter to get out. She's on base 50% of the time, and that's incredible to get her out on the first at bat, especially on a weak ground ball like that.
And lining to left and foul just by a hair there is Alexis Alvarado, who has 13 at-bats on the season, has seen the most action at the plate, and is batting at 462. That is the best hitter as far as batting average and at-bats are concerned for the Rams here at the plate. She takes pitch high and outside for a ball. And Alvarado with 2 doubles, no homers on the season, but the extra base hits, 2 of them, tied for second most with Klein.
I can imagine here, you folks home at watching, I don't know how many of you have seen our doubleheader on Tuesday, but it kind of started the same way. We had a pretty dominant, the Renegades had a good first 2 hitters that they got out, 2 up, 2 down, and then that third out is just a problem. And
out to Lily Roman, in and out of the glove. That's a tough line drive for Lily Roman there, who is usually defensively sound. Unfortunately, that will likely go down as an E7 there. I think I'm going to have to mark it as that.
Yeah, that'll for sure go down. Granted, that ball was pretty squared up. She waited on it right in the middle of the zone and let her bat fall through the zone, but it's kind of right at her, and we've been talking about these previous games, talking about Lily being a really strong aspect in the outfield. Everything that kind of comes over to her is either stopped or caught, and if there's a base hit to her, she keeps the ball in, or she keeps the runner to one base at a time. She's never given up a base runner anywhere excessive, so that's kind of a rare error over there in left field.
Definitely a rare error. So, Alvarado able to get across with the error, and let's see if the Renegades can erase that mistake here, and if the Rams can take advantage. This McCow is hitting now. McKenna McCow batting at .250 to start today's game with 12 at-bats on the season, so a sizable number for her. She's got an extra base hit. She also has an RBI on the season, so let's see if she can pick up her second of the season with a runner in scoring position. 3-1 coming home. Logan Pagzalingen in there with a strike. So it'll be 3-2 now. And Macau gonna have to dig down deep here and get some bat-to-ball action on this 3-2 delivery from Pagzalingen. Here it comes, swung on and missed on the outer half. Good strikeout by Pagzalingen to have a dominant start to her day on the mound. And the home half of the first is coming up. The Renegades will only allow a base runner on an error. That error was an E7 of Lily Roman. And so the Rams will strand one of them. We'll head into the home half of the first. After this quick break, you are watching Ohlone College Softball on Speedio Play as well as the Ohlone Athletics YouTube channel. All right, folks, we are back here on the Fremont campus of Ohlone College, and we got some stats to tell you about for the pitcher Barbosa. And I'm having a tough time trying to find what tab. Sarah Barbosa, 1-0 on the season. This will be her third appearance on the season. She's got 4 innings pitched, only given up 2 hits. Both of them were earned runs that ended up coming around to score. She's walked 5 batters and had 1 strikeout, so that's probably the number that she wants to work on the most is the free passes. But a 3.50 ERA, 175 case through 9, or case through 7, correction. This is softball, not baseball. And same thing with the whip, 175 on the whip. So drop the whip, case through 7 goes up, ERA keep going down. That's the goal for Sarah Barbosa today. Facing Diaz, the center fielder and leadoff hitter for the Ohlone College Renegades. The 1-1 coming home. Here it comes. In there for a strike. Let's talk about the defensive alignment for the Rams. In left field is McCall, in center field is Rossotti, and in right field is Taylor. From left to right in the infield, Yep, Alvarado, Lopez, and Andrews. Klein is putting down the signs, and Barbosa is pitching. Barbosa has this one popped up and fouled behind us. And she's now ahead in the count, 1-2. And Diaz batting at .231 to start play today. She pops this one up into foul territory over there to third base it goes, and Yep was able to make the play for the first out of the inning. Here now is Lily Roman. Lily Roman had herself a very, very good day in the doubleheader against Coalinga on the 3rd, just 4 days ago. Had a number of extra base hits and is coming into today's game with a batting average of 250, 2 walks. No RBI reported on her stat sheet, but that's not correct. She had a few RBI on Tuesday, so not sure why that's not on the stat sheet, but
And the stat sheet's also missing one of their games against Butte, which Renegades ended up losing 9-11, but putting up 9 runs, you know, a few people definitely got some RBIs there.
Definitely, and Lily Roman, definitely a bat that the Renegades would love to keep hot and keep going. And early on in the season, you want to highlight bright spots. She definitely was one for the Renegades. She strikes out on a pitch in the outer half. She started her last game with the K also. So
only up from here, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll see what ends up happening with it. Here now is Sydney Henry. Sydney Henry with 2 doubles on the season and an RBI. Starting play at 250 at the plate. She takes inside for a strike. Wearing the number 32. A freshman for these Renegades. From Daughtery Valley High School. Henry is listed as a third baseman, but primarily plays first base for the Renegades.
I believe in her high school career, she played third base, excuse me, a lot of the time. And third base was kind of her happy place. And she made a lot of good plays there. But first base, doesn't seem to be doing too bad. She's been making some good plays, you know, scooping up some throws from the infield and kind of showing her spot over there.
Reconverting third baseman to first baseman and vice versa has been done a lot very recently with a team that plays over at second inning was Rafael Devers. This is grounded to short, and it'll be a 6-3 to end the inning of Henry, and we will return back in 30 seconds with the top end of the second. No score and no hits for either team. An error for the Renegades. 1 runner stranded for the Rams, and that ends the first inning. We'll head into the top end of the second, no score. Klein, Taylor, and Lopez due up in the away half of the second inning. We are here at the Ohlone College Runyon Complex on the Fremont campus. This is Armando Galan with Bodie Warden, and you are watching Ohlone Softball live from the Fremont campus here on the Ohlone Athletics YouTube channel and Speedio Play. Baxalingen, the pitcher, delivers her 0-0 delivery to the outside corner, and it is low for a ball. And for Amara Klein, wearing the number 15, she is the catcher for these Rams and has had 11 opportunities at the plate, 2 hits, 3 RBI, 2 walks, a double, and a homer on the season.
It's a lot of good for her right there.
She lines this one over to the right side and foul.
Watch out, first base coach over there.
Yeah.
My goodness, that was a rocket.
I wonder if that would have been more sharply hit than the one that Julie Marshall took to the back.
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
Tuesday.
That was a bullet too. That was straight square in the back on the left side.
And
Oof.
Julie Marshall, I mean, we all know that she is a tank, but definitely proved it when she didn't even flinch getting hit by that line drive on her back.
Yeah, instinctually, just turned around and just took it right in the back. And I mean, in 1 second, she walked around, spun back around, and was like, "All right, let's go finish this at bat."
You know what? For us mortal humans, you think to yourself, "Wow, well, how incredible!" For Julie Marshall, though, you know, she's just like, any other Tuesday. Yeah, I've been doing this for 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, just another day for her.
Amara Klein fouls that one off. Went to Central High School in Fresno, California. A sophomore catcher, righty-righty combo.
I believe we have a lot of Central High School athletes on for Fresno today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Central High School athletes.
Got her looking. Paxalingen, she's got to be happy about this. 3 strikeouts in the first 5 at-bats of the game.
Yeah, I mean, she can't be, honestly, there's nothing to complain about on this. She's been pitching well. She's working the zone well. She really can feel the connection on the strike zone to her right arm. I mean, she's throwing everything where she wants. The hitters are kind of being reluctant, watching every pitch. You know, maybe this is a time to take advantage and just pound the zone because they're waiting to see what Logan's got.
Here now is Maya Jade Taylor, playing in right field this afternoon and batting at .429. And Jade Taylor pops this one up into left field and foul. She's listed as a righty-righty, but she's batting from the left side.
Interesting.
So I don't know if this is a new development for her, but I imagine it's probably just a user error there. And she's from Clovis West High School, a utility outfielder playing in right field today. She's got 7 at-bats on the season with 3 hits. She's walked twice, has an on-base percentage of over 50%, .556.
Wow.
And that is the best as far as batting average, or as far as on base is concerned. But Paxalingen got her again.
She is on a roll right now. Talk about feeling yourself, feeling the zone. Really, I mean, in a one-on-one connection with the umpire right here, it's practically her strike zone. She'll throw it, and it'll be called a strike. I bet she just wants to continue this momentum through, the rest of the game.
Here now is Lopez. She starts behind in the count, 0-1. Lopez batting at 167. She's 167 across the board as far as on base and slugging. Only 12 at-bat opportunities on the season for her. So plenty of time for her. And that'll help the batting average and on base. That's going to be extra bases. No. It went
foul ball.
Foul ball. Thought so. That's where my peripheral is just really rough to see because I got a support beam here that blocks my view of left field. So apologies there, folks.
I can help you out there. But yeah, on there too, the third base coach trying to do a little sneaky help for their own team. He's calling fair, and that convinced a lot of the players here. I believe a lot of them thought it was fair.
0-2, here comes. Bounces to the plate.
Kind of going back to the roster sheet here, if you take a look at it, every single player is listed as a righty-righty. I have a feeling that was an input error somewhere.
I also think largely they're not expecting anybody to study the rosters.
That's a good point.
But we here at Ohlone College do. That was my right foot. Apologies there, folks. Loud thundering sound of me hitting one of the support beams of our table here. This is out to right field. Top play! Vigil diving, but can't make the play. But she's going to just get a plus for the hustle and the effort on that play.
And also, they've been slowly shading a little bit to left field here. They've been I've been seeing them kind of look back at the dugout here, and I believe Coach Julie Marshall's been ushering them to just move a little bit on the pole side, as we could see from that previous foul ball that was roped down the line. So they're kind of playing over there, and that was a far way for Vigil to run. I mean, as I'm speaking, we have center field, left field moving a little bit toward left field here.
Yep, and the idea really is that Sienna Vigil is not going to shift at all because she has center fielder speed, so she would probably have to go cover anything in the hole, but to have extra support towards the left side. Now, Diaz is going to assume a more straight-up position. Timani grounds that, or has that one grounded over to her. It's in and out of her glove, and she tries to throw it back to first, not in time. That'll go down as a base hit there. No error to speak of. Just bad luck for Timani. And that'll be a single for Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those hard-hit ground balls. I mean, I played on turf, back in my day of playing here. I mean, even on this field, I played at the Ohlone baseball field here a few times, and playing on turf is interesting. I mean, this kind of turf it's a great condition, but some of these hops, when there's a ball coming off of the bat pretty hard, you kind of are in this weird position of a 2-hop or a 1-hop, kind of scoop up on it, back up maybe, and so it was kind of indecisive there. And I mean, once it hit the ground, I'm not sure if you guys at home could tell from our live stream, but it kind of rocketed out of her. So she did a great job stopping it just to limit the damage of how far that ball was going to roll in the outfield.
Grenelle Finderup coming up with her 6th appearance at the plate. She doesn't have a hit on the season yet, so she's looking for her first one. And getting off the bag a little bit there at first is Lopez. She dives back to no concern whatsoever.
You know that she was off the bag a lot. I mean, that was probably a good 5-6 pace lead out there, and I think we might consider, the Renegades might consider calling a play of a quick little turnaround throw here.
Good potentially, but with 2 strike, I think you just got to focus on the batter. Also 2 strikes, 2 out.
Yep.
And for Lopez, a perfect time to go for her. Get a running start. See if she maybe can find something in the gap with Finder up here. Bounces into the plate, and Lopez does break for second. Oh, a little bit of a stumble at second base. Hope she's all right there. She kind of got caught up a little bit between wanting to just stand going into second or deciding to slide. Got caught in between, and her foot just got caught in the grass a little bit. She's okay. Just tripped. And we are very happy about that. We saw a few injuries on Tuesday that were really unfortunate.
Yeah, Tuesday was actually Tuesday in the 4th inning of the second game was the fateful injury inning. I mean, we had the ball was a ball magnet around everybody on the field. I mean, it was coaches were getting hit, umpires were getting hit, people were sliding into a bag and hurting their wrist, and I mean, it was a nightmare of an inning.
And Finderup gets her first on-base opportunity of the season with that walk. Here now is Andrews in their first strike.
Heard some oohs and ahs over there from the brain fart. Hello, from the left side of the field here. Seems like the crowd
Fresno
didn't
side?
like. Yeah, from the Fresno side. Seemed like the crowd didn't like that call.
Andrews playing at first base, swings and misses there. Home plate umpire says off the bat a little bit. I would have swung and missed, personally.
Yes.
That's just because I really have no talent with the bat whatsoever. Andrews in the hole now, 0-2. Takes backwards K. Got her. That'll end the inning. Pagsalingian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for her. Incredible work. We will head into the home half of the second. No score. Amanda Dilsaver to lead off the home half of the second inning in a game with no score. Ohlone College with no base runners to speak of yet, no base hits, no walks, no error, or one error for the Renegades. For the Rams, they've had 3 base runners, 1 off of an error, 1 off of a hit, and 1 off of a walk. None of them have come around to score, and that so far is your recap here, leading into the bottom of the 6th inning. Amanda Dilsaver takes inside for a 1-0 count, and she fouls off her 1-0. That was also inside, making it 1-1.
Fresno, so far with their runners getting on base, are kind of filling out a bingo card here. They've found every way to get on base. I mean, you got a hit, you got an error, you got a walk. Now we need a drop third strike, and someone yell bingo in the crowd.
Definitely. Now just got to figure out the hurdle of scoring runs, but hasn't been too much of a hurdle for Fresno. They've been the type of team that has the consistency show up late in games. Line drive and foul. And so for Fresno, the story of the season for them, late game adjustments, late inning adjustments have really been helping them out on their way to 2 victories on the season. I mean, it's early on, but they look like a solid squad so far. Swung on and missed on a pitch that Dilsaver was out in front of. So that'll be Barbosa's second strikeout of the contest. And now it's Taimani's turn.
You know, a lot of people watching this game here in front of us, or even on this live stream here, a lot of people might think, you know, oh, this is, you know, boring. I'm gonna fall asleep watching this. No hitting, no runs, just kind of here and there. But I mean, these games, these pitching duels are one of the most fun to watch for me, because you're really seeing one individual dig deep into her bag of how to get all of these hitters out, and it's just a mind game up there. I mean, one hitter gets on, and how do you adjust? Just like how Logan's been adjusting in these last innings. I mean, barely anybody's gotten on base here.
And also, to your point, partner, these type of games are really interesting just as a fan of the sport, whether it's baseball or softball, because then it becomes more of a chess match. It's, you know, what do you do with your runners when they are on base? Do you steal? Do you bunt them over? How do you get into sacrifice situations? How do you manufacture runs, manufacture wins? That's just honestly one of the most fun ways to watch softball and baseball is to see the manufactured chaos in front of you. You know, to see somebody maybe make a mistake on the field that later results in somebody else coming around to score. These aspects are why we are fans of the game, and you love it when it's close and it's well pitched. And we have some confusion on the field, I think, in regards to what the count is. And the count on the scoreboard said 1-2, but we're going to correct it to 1-1. So we got all ironed out, and we are ready to go. Barbosa ready to kick and deal. She gets the sign. She kicks, she deals, swung on and missed by Taimani on the outer half. Barbosa, she's got a lot of power already. Looks like a power fastball and rise ball type pitcher. I would love to know what the pitches that she throws are, but unfortunately such information is just rough to come by. Taimani fouls that one off.
Hello, Coach Julie. Make a play over there, huh? Puts her hand out, goes for a little fielders play out there.
You have 2 people in softball: the ones that are afraid of the ball and the ones that
make
cannot
the ball
get
afraid.
hit. The ones that make the ball fear them. 2-2.
Good take there.
Yes, very good take. Great pitch by Barbosa.
I mean, that's a great sequence there. I mean, you're watching her foul off the 2 pitches from the Renegades. They foul off 2 pitches on that same outer half, slows her down a little bit on those foul balls, and then speeds it up same location. I mean, I bet if she hits that spot, if the Rams pitcher hits that, that's probably a looking strikeout.
Pop up, and it's in play, but on the play there, the catcher Klein didn't really see it, and the third baseman was trying to range over to make the play because she saw it better than Klein did, but just didn't quite have enough time to range all the way over and make the play there. So just rough missed opportunity for the Rams, but if you get one more strike here, then it doesn't matter. 2-2, and there it is.
As we always say, the game giveth and the game taketh. You had that foul ball, lucky break there from not being able to read it, and then next pitch, I mean, Barbosa puts up a great pitch there and isolates that out. Just no taking advantage of that.
And in regards of the game giveth, well, we giveth you the best Ohlone College hitter on the season so far, Sienna Vigil, batting at .357. She also has an on-base percentage of .357, slugging at .571. That's not a misprint, folks. 14 at-bats, 5 hits, 4 runs scored. She has a double and a triple. She does have a number of RBI, but again, just stats are not yet up to date on our websites.
Well, you know, on top of that, her being the best hitter here, she might just be, the best player on the field as well. She has 1,000 fielding percentage right now. She has not made an error this season.
And she also almost made that tough play in right field, that diving play that she was just maybe a step or two behind. This one up to center field and deep, but playable. And under it and making the play to end the inning is Rossotti. So the Renegades go down quietly. 2 strikeouts and a flyout to center field. And when we come back, it'll be top of the order due up for Fresno, Rossotti, Yep, and Alvarado. And we'll be back in 30 seconds after this quick break. Ohlone Softball live on the Ohlone Athletics YouTube channel, as well as Speedio Play. And we're back here on the Fremont campus of Ohlone College. Folks, real quick, we want to mention to you guys, we have a comment section open on the YouTube broadcast right now, as well as a email open to suggestions as well as critiques for myself, Bodie, and the rest of the broadcast. So if you want to make an email, it's going to be athletics@ohlone.edu. And that's going to be a called foul on the bunt and a very – no. I'm going to have to focus on the game here, folks. That was called fair, and the Ohlone College Renegades fell asleep defensively there. Rossotti is going to get a board on a base hit from the bunt, and I'm going to have to call that in error, but do not know who that was on. Could you elaborate?
Maybe all it really was just a, like you said, falling asleep. There wasn't much urgency in where to go, so I wouldn't even call that an error because it just kind of, no one was paying attention. It's like those clips you see from MLB where just one runner just takes off and no one knows what to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to quickly, before I miss the next bit of action, mention this. So Ohlone, athletics@ohlone.edu. You can email that to give us suggestions. Or how about you skip the wait and just put in the comment section right now. We are actively monitoring the comment section, looking for tips and suggestions. We would love your guys' feedback. Yep, over to Gilbert at third base, and Gilbert in and out of the glove. So that,
we might have to rule that an error. But she had a not a crazy hard ground ball to her, kept it in front, but kind of off her body. Should have been played pretty cleanly, but wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air here.
I'm going to go ahead and just make that an E5. And the Renegade infield is now going to talk with Coach Erm about what is happening here in the first two batters. And I imagine Ermy not too happy with the effort by the infield here in the first two batters of this top end of the third. The Renegades so far, up until this point, playing sound defensively and not really having a chance yet offensively to break through, but defensively super sound. And they definitely cannot afford to let this inning get away from them in a 0-0 score.
Kind of piggybacking off that, I mean, Logan Pagsalingan is putting an amazing performance up as a pitcher here. I mean, the two runners that they have on board are because of a bunt that was inches from being foul and stayed fair.
This is Macau to Timani. Timani goes to third for the sure out and back to first, not in time. Great job by Timani there to get the lead runner at third base. So that'll go down as a fielder's choice. Macau does get a board, but on the play, Rizzotti, who was going from second to third, is out. And out to Vigil. Vigil keeps it in front of her, but that was nobody there on the play. Nobody had a chance. Here comes the runner from third. Timani's going to hold on to it. It's 2-0. Macau, the hitter number 10, with a double, a 2 RBI double. It was Alvarado on the who reached on the fielder's choice and just scored, by the way, folks. I don't know if I mentioned Macau getting a board, but it was Alvarado. Yep also scores. She was from second, and it's 2-0 now for the Rams. Here now is Klein, the catcher. Grounded and fouled over to the left side there for Klein.
I think if I'm Coach Ermy, Coach Julie here, and also Logan, I'm thinking these last 4 hitters have seen the ball extremely well. I mean, that hit up center field was roped, and then that ball right there, early, down the line, and aggressive. If I'm running a pitching scheme right here, I'm going to slow them down. I'm going to mix up my spots because they might be kind of reading what I'm doing here.
Yeah, and, you know, the second time through the order, of course, things are not going to go as swimmingly on the mound. You know, every single time you pitch and you go through the order, you're going through 9 hitters, and that's 9 hitters that are communicating with each other in the dugout about, hey, this is her tendency. She's putting the rise ball in the outer half, so we should just leave that. The breaking ball is a little bit easier to get a piece of, so let's wait for that. You know, that's typically the conversations that are happening in the dugout that have been happening in the dugout for the Rams. And like I said, late inning adjustments is what this team is known for. And we are through the middle innings right now. Got her there looking, and that's Pagsalingan's 6th strikeout of the afternoon.
I'm kind of seeing a trend here, partner. I'm seeing a lot. We've gone through 2 and 2/3 of an inning here. And, you know, do the math real quick. That's 8 outs. And she now has how many? 6 strikeouts?
6 strikeouts, 4 backwards Ks.
So she is just dominating the hitters. It's either going really well or not so well for her at all right now. And which, I mean, if you look up on the scoreboard, seeing 2 errors there, that might not help her case because if she has the Fresno Rams put the ball in play, so far it seems to be more of an error than an out. It's split right now. We got 2 errors and 2 outs that aren't a strikeout. So I think her defense is going to have to back her up a little bit and she needs to want to trust her defense. But if they're going to continue making errors, you know, Logan's going to have to do this all herself.
And definitely, and it's just, you know, I mean, it's a lot more simple than keeping the ball in front of you, but really that's what you want to dumb it down to if you're a player. You got to keep the ball in front of you. Don't let it get behind you and just make good plays out in the field. You want to make sure you're communicating well And trust your instincts also. There's a reason why you're on the field right now.
It's kind of the same thing that you hear when a lot of people overcomplicate things in the game of baseball and softball. Is they'll tell you all these swing thoughts, these fielding thoughts, step here, move this, look at the runner, all this stuff. And when you kind of overcomplicate your thought process is when you get into the scramble of your thoughts. And then all you really got to do is just, wipe it all and say, see ball and play it. I just got to look, trust my instincts. Like you said, partner, I'm here for a reason. I'm on this field for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a great player. I can do this. And you got to have this mental thought of I'm the best on the field and I want the ball and I am the best out here. And that will lead you to a positive attitude and probably you'll make the play.
Definitely. And above all else, confidence is palpable. Timani, nice play there. And not in time for the out. A shocker of a call there, but that'll be an infield single. So Taylor gets aboard. That'll be her first hit of the day. And Jade Taylor, who's batting .429, that's probably got to be a reason. She's got blazing speed down the first baseline. Here now is Lopez. Alexis Lopez. Out her half and missing the zone. Runners at the corners now. And it's Macau at third for the Rams. At first being Taylor. Still potential for a double play here, but Taylor might potentially steal. And she is. Here it goes. Throw back to second base, not in time. Nobody breaks from third. So 2 runners in scoring position now. And right when I said Taylor might steal, there she goes. You were holding up too. She has 2 stolen bases on the season?
I was gonna say as in 2 outs. No double play here. And,
2 out.
And that
I missed it.
And the rough thing about having a runners on the corner is that you have the force out at second. So as an infielder, you can kind of rely on if there's a ball in the gap that I need to lay out for, I can flip it to second. I can get a short out. And her with the speed at first, having now runners at second and third and 2 out, puts you out a base hit, scores both.
And you see, here's the funny thing, too. I get caught in between sometimes staring at my scorebook too much or staring at the scoreboard too much. Line to Roman, who makes the play there for the final out of the inning. So Roman gets redemption for the error in the first inning. And I'll finish my my point real quick, and then we'll signal for a break. I was looking down at my scorecard, at my score sheet, and I completely forgot that there was a fielder's choice. I'm looking at everybody getting on base and thinking, okay, everybody's gotten on base except one player, so there's 1 out. But I forgot there was a fielder's choice earlier in the inning. So, learning curves in softball and baseball and being a broadcast announcer and all. Folks, that'll conclude the top of the 3rd inning. And for the Rams, 2 hits in this inning, 3 hits in this inning. With a fielder's choice, and the Rams were able to score 2 of them, so they will head into the bottom end of the 3rd inning, leading by 2. We'll be back in less than 30 seconds. Gilbert, Aracia, and Pagsalingen all due up here for the Ohlone College Renegades, and right now is a time for Gilbert to break out. Gilbert on the season, batting at 200. This will be her 11th opportunity to hit at the plate. She does have 2 doubles and a handful of RBI on the season, so she has been clutch with her base hits, and right now would love to spark a rally here in the home half of the 3rd.
And kind of circling back to Tuesday with her doubleheader, she was in a lot of big situations that the Renegades really needed her to provide in, and like it or not, she's not going to be bringing out that power. She's going to want that. It's
up there in the front row. Watch out.
Yeah, FCC. Back to that point. She's out here in the batting box, feeling really confident, but I just is a little bit bad underball, just kind of not getting perfectly how she wants to. She had the back. She just needs to get on more of that. She is hitting 200. But, I mean, the 200 might be a little low for how she's hitting because she's hitting a lot of doubles, hard ground balls. Even when it's out, it's a hard, tall ground ball. And she just needs to get that bat through the plane quickly to get this ball in play here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, you know, just to sum it up, consistency of bat to ball, because the rest of the consistency is there as far as her exit velo, as far as her approach at the plate, just not really making contact yet. But once the contact starts coming through, Gilbert is going to have a great season. And she's got all the tools that she needs as a hitter, and even as a defender at third base, plays very good third base for the Renegades.
Something I've seen too, just from these last few games we've been broadcasting here, is her eye. You know, her patience has gotten a lot better. There were a few swings she had these last few games we've watched that weren't necessarily probably the best swings in her mind. And right now, I mean, she just worked her way into 3-1, and that was a great riser there to get her on 3-2. But that's exactly what she wants: a hitter's count, be confident, and see her pitch.
And right now, anybody's at bat here, anybody's battle between Barbosa and Gilbert. Barbosa is going to get her sign. She kicks and she deals. Here comes the 3-2. Too high, and Gilbert's going to walk. So that's exactly what the Renegades wanted right there. Gilbert, who had an on-base percentage of 333, that is. So that's exactly 33.3%. Now definitely higher with that walk. And the Renegades get their first base runner of the contest in the form of Gilbert. Here now is Arcia. Jasmine Arcia awaiting her O delivery from Barbosa. Barbosa kicks and deals. It's going to be a bunt. And it's bunted, played by Yep, and way offline. Gilbert rounds second and heads to third. And Arcia stays right where she was. And I think we're going to have to mark that an E5 on Yip. Yip definitely had a chance to get her there, but the throw was wide to first base. And it's a tough play because Yip was coming from third base. That bunt was directly up the middle. That really should have been a play for either Barbosa or for Klein. Neither of them two inclined to make the play there on that play, and so Yip had to come cover from third base and make the play on the run. That's a tough play for her, so unfortunate outcome for her, but she will have another opportunity, and she has been playing great defensively regardless. So.
And I know that they're just kicking themselves right now because that is a play that you practice day in, day out, every single practice is that short bunt play that isn't necessarily...
Runner goes to second. She's out. So Arcia caught stealing there for the first out of the inning. Renegades still have a runner in scoring position in the form of Gilbert, with Logan Pagsalingen hitting. Surfacing now as the tying run would have been the go-ahead run had Arcia still remained safe there on that steal attempt of second base. The 1-1 swung on and missed there by Pagsalingen. Pagsalingen having a good day pitching so far. Does have the 2 runs given up, but with 6 strikeouts, 4 of them being backwards Ks.
Yeah, you can't really blame her on the mound here. I mean, she's doing exactly what she needs, especially coming from a pretty high ERA. This is exactly what she needs to do this game.
Pagsalingen foul tips it back into the glove for strike 3 there, and here now is Diaz.
All you got to hope from Diaz here is just to be able to knock in this run. I mean, you had no outs, runner at first, and then you get no outs on the corners, runner at first and third here, and you get a stolen base out and then a strikeout back-to-back, and this is just a way to inflate your inning positively and then immediately just pop that balloon. If you cannot score this run, this will be a very an inning that will bother them for the rest of the game.
Definitely. You got to get a run across here if you're the Renegades. You really want to get greedy here and get that run across if you really can afford it. And Gianna Diaz flew out in foul territory to Yep at third base in the first inning. She grounds it up the third baseline, and it goes foul just by a hair.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, probably a few inches away from being a RBI double there. That was rocketed down there, down that line, and Julie Marshall thought it was fair, but
you're always going to get home cooking from either of the coaching staffs when they're out there. 0-2, here it comes. Line in the left. Is it going to get down? Diving play in the left by Macau to end the inning. What a play on the run by Macau.
wow.
Making it right about at the line, I think. Right at the chalk, she was able to make the play. Incredible. Incredible. Steals a RBI single, maybe even potentially RBI extra bases from the Renegades to keep her girls ahead by a 2-0 score. We'll have the away half of the fourth, top end of the fourth, whatever you want to call it, in 30 seconds. Ohlone College softball live on Speedio Play and Ohlone Athletics. Finderup, Andrews, and Rizzotti all due up for the Fresno City College Rams, who are leading 2-0 here in the top end of the fourth inning of this game one of our doubleheader here from the Runyon Complex / Runyon Field on the Ohlone College Fremont campus at the basin of Mission Peak. I'm Armando Galan with Bodie Warden here, and you are watching Ohlone Softball live from Speedio Play and Ohlone Athletics.
You know, Armando, something we haven't talked about yet, which is rare for us, but we haven't talked about the weather much today. I mean, on Tuesday, the wind was active. It was kind of cloudy, sunny here and there, you know, very intermittent clouds with some wind pushing from left to right. But today we don't have much wind, honestly. Our American flag's blowing from right to left today. So maybe, you know, helping all our righty hitters, but, you know, driving out to the left side of the field. But other than that, I mean, we got
not much help to speak of, though, really. I mean, this is a 4 or 5 mile-an-hour gusts.
Mm-hmm.
The winds are really favorable if you are a Cal Fire firefighter today.
I agree. And not much, I mean, great weather out here, probably mid-60s, high 60s, just great feeling outside today. And especially as a softball player, I mean, you would die to play softball like this every day. This is a great day outside.
Absolutely. It's not too warm at all, but it's perfect if you're playing out in the field right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anywhere between the low 60s to high 70s is where you want to play if you're a player. When it starts to become unbearable is when you're getting into the 90s in the triple digits category, which admittedly we don't really see much of that here at Ohlone College up until about maybe April. Just out in front there was Finderup, and on the drop third strike, Aracia able to make the play at first for the first out of the inning. So the 7th strikeout there for Pag Salingen.
And as that ball was thrown, and you know, the whole entire Fresno bench and also some fans here believed that was a foul ball. It was, you could hear something, you know, whether that was the bat, whether that was the ball in the glove, something like that. But you know, the umpires here are meeting, kind of discussing this.
This is going to look very awkward for my scorecard because I've already marked it. and they're going to say it's a strikeout.
Yep,
So call will stand. You very rarely ever see call get overturned.
I agree, especially at this level. I mean, props to the umpiring crew out here. They only got 2 of them. I mean, look at any higher level college, and obviously to pro, you're reaching to 6 to 8 umpires on the field.
Yep.
And here we only got 2. You got 1 behind the plate and 1 to cover everything out there. So it's very hard to overturn a call because, I mean, it's really based off the one person's call, and the other person's watching their other duties.
Yeah, and you have to just trust that, you know, your partner and the umpiring crew is doing their job right. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of trust there. Sometimes they get the calls right. Sometimes they get them wrong.
I
And,
mean, we're all
you know,
human.
yeah, we're all human. The umpiring crew has definitely got themselves a difficult job that I do not envy.
Yeah. I mean, they sit back there for a couple hours on end just.
Gilbert plays it on the hop, and she lost her footing as she was trying to throw back to first. So time is going to be called to check up on Gilbert, make sure she didn't hurt herself on that play.
It was an odd look, yeah. She definitely just slipped. Maybe she just needs some new shoes, perhaps.
Something. But I think you can go ahead and mark that as a base hit for Andrews. She just beat the throw. That's really all that happened there. And so for Andrews, who struck out looking in her first opportunity, and I believe, yes, no, it is not. Okay. Findrup was the batter who has yet to have a base hit. That was my my thought there on that speculation that I just had. But Tabitha Andrews with a base hit. And we got the top of the order now being Rossotti. Rossotti out to center field. Diaz is there. She makes the play. So that'll be in time for the second out of the inning. So Paxton Lingen now facing Yep, who's 0-1 on the count. And out to left center field. Roman cuts it there quickly and potentially saves an RBI from scoring as she was able to snag that from the hole. An incredible effort there. It's a double for Yep. So good piece of hitting for her. But the effort by Lily Roman there probably going to be the only reason why the score is kept exactly where it is.
Yeah, I mean, just as we were saying in previous games, and when she's in right field, I mean, any position you put her in, she will limit the damage of 100%. Anybody else on this field, I bet, comes out there in left field, they are not cutting that off, and they are not bringing that ball in as quick as she did. That was a line drive into left field, and she made a great route over there, cut it off, perfect diagonal angle, spin throw, got it in, and no damage done.
And now Alvarado probably excited to be in the box here with two runners in scoring position for her. She reached on a fielder's choice in the third inning, and so far has reached twice, once via error and once via fielder's choice. She grounds over to Davis there at second base for a 4-3, and that'll end the inning. And so the Rams threat, but cannot get one across. They will strand two runners, one off of an error that we're going to officially mark, and one off of a base hit. So the Renegades will hit in the bottom end of the fourth inning, and due up in the bottom end of the fourth inning will be Roman, Henry, and Dilsaver. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this quick break. Lily Roman to lead off for the Ohlone College Renegades. She just made an incredible play out in left field that saved an RBI from scoring deep in the hole in left center field. And she will try to be the spark that lights up wildfire for this Ohlone College lineup, and they would love to break through in a big way here. A game that is still within reach at 2-0 here in the bottom end of the fourth. Barbosa pitching for the Rams, and she's been very, very good so far today. She has a total of, let's count them together, folks, 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts on the mound, and has been dominant, only allowing a singular base runner. Actually, correction, 2 base runners. Neither of them got on via hit. One of them got on via a walk. The other one got on via an error. This is a bunt back over to Barbosa, and Roman's able to beat out the throw. Wow, infield single for Roman, and she shows off her incredible speed again. For the second time in this fourth inning, she shows off her incredible speed. We're going to have a quick conference. And this is confusing. And hold the brakes here, folks. They're going to call this one late as a foul ball.
Foul ball, I believe. Yeah, interesting.
So Lily Roman did beat the throw, so we're going to go ahead and mark that as homers. But now it's 1-2. Roman fouls it off. So essentially what happened there, folks, I imagine most people watching understand what just happened, but the ball didn't travel enough through the infield to be considered in fair territory on that bunt. So that was what the call would be overturned to on the field. 1-2, here it comes. Swung on and missed.
You know, I might be thinking here, too. I wonder if they might have thought it hit either her own bat or hit the plate there, because a pitcher fielded it pretty far in the field, and, I mean, that was an extremely late call there. I wonder what convinced them to change that.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and talk to Julie Marshall later about it. But Roman strikes out for a second time today. And here now is Henry.
This is a tough spot to be in from the Renegades here, because you think you get a hot start with a leadoff bunt single, but now you got to claw back from a weird kind of momentum breaker, almost icing them out. And now you're gonna need Henry to start a big rally here, because granted, 2 runs is not a huge lead to come back from, but this pitching duel is immense. I mean, Barbosa is a great pitcher. She's been putting up the correct, things to do. She's pounding the zone, and when the ball's hit and play, her fielders are doing everything correct. Well, ball first, throw them out, and move on.
Well, and on top of that, you look at the hits for the Renegades, non-existent so far. You look at the base runners, very limited on both sides, although the Rams have had a bit of traffic on the base paths to so far only 2 runs scored. And that largely is because Paxalingen, her 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, she has a lot of Ks, pitching just how she needs to.
And right there, is a strikeout of Henry to give Barbosa her 6th of the contest as well. So check it out. 2 strikeout pitchers working their stuff so far today. Here now is Amanda Dilsaver. Grounded over to second base, and a 4-3 to end the inning. And so, good job by Lopez there on the 4-3 at third base, making the play. We will see Macau, Klein, and Taylor due up in the top end of the 5th inning. And for Ohlone College Athletics, this is Armando Galan. You are listening to Softball. You are watching Softball on the Ohlone Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Macau, the left fielder, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon with an RBI double, is ready to swing the bat for the Rams here in the top end of the 5th inning. A game that has gone swimmingly so far for really both sides, except for the Ohlone College offense. That is about the only thing so far that you're thinking to yourself, wow, what a shocker. No hits so far through 4 innings for them.
And so far with the games through their season, they've had every game there's been something that's kind of gone awry for them. There's been, the fateful 1 inning that's always happened, either the 4th or the 6th, that they have just blown up, and the opposing team has scored double digits.
Macau to left field to Lily Roman, who makes the play. And speaking of Lily Roman, we had an opportunity this week to get some insider information on the life outside of softball for some of our Ohlone College Renegades. And today's profile is on Lily Roman. This is a new series that we're doing, folks, to get to know these players on and off the field, as Klein is going to get a base hit up the middle there, the catcher Klein. This is a series that we're doing to learn about the players on and off the field. And so for Lily Roman, we asked her a plethora of questions. We asked her what kind of sports does she follow. She says, I don't really follow any sports. I only watch games when my family is watching. We asked her what team she roots for. She regrettably is a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
But fortunate for her, she did get it right with baseball and basketball, being a Giants fan for baseball and a Warriors fan for basketball.
There you go.
Her favorite class is her swim class currently. Her least favorite is stats. And I got to say, yeah,
right there.
Nobody likes stats unless you're hitting 300. So some of her hobbies consist of yoga, working out, and hanging out with her friends. She listed no special talents, but my keen eye says her speed and her ability to play softball.
100%.
As that ball is fouled off to the left side.
Heads up, fans.
Her favorite part about softball, she says, is the connection and bond that she has with her teammates and the competitiveness of the sport, and her lifelong goal is to have a successful playing career. Her favorite song is a song by Drake called Let's Call It Off. She loves any type of spicy chips as her favorite snack, and her mindset is surrounded by this quote: a negative mind will never give you a positive life. Her favorite color is purple. She was born on the 11th of January. And she had a quick message also for those of you watching. I want to express my gratitude for the unlimited support of both my family and my friends and the amazing times and memories we've all created together. I play softball to further my athletic development with the goal of building valuable connections and securing opportunities that will contribute to my future success. And to that, we say, Lily Roman, congratulations on your career so far, and good luck with the rest. Thank you, folks, for indulging with us on that little side excursion. Taylor is the hitter right now, and she's in the count 3-2. She strikes out looking.
Great pitch selection there. If you're watching the at bat here, it's a battle of speed contact versus Logan, who's just been pounding the zone in the right spots, and it's been on and off of ball, strike, foul ball, working the count. And she wants to put that ball in play and get on base, but what a way to just push through that at bat with 3 balls. And if you walk her, you're putting a speed threat on first base there that will obliterate the bases any chance she can get to run. So striking her out there is a absolute huge for this inning for them.
And greeting Lopez with the first pitch strike there on the 0-0 delivery. Here comes the 0-1, grounded over to Davis. This is going to be a tough play to second, and safe. No mistake made there by anybody involved wearing green or red on that play. And that'll just be an infield single. And a great play by Davis. She made the play on the backhand and flipped it with her glove. Julie Marshall's going to come out and try and challenge the call on the field, and let's see what happens here. But Davis, a good job there. That's an exceptionally tough play to make when you're making the backhand play and then you're flipping it with your backhand from the glove hand, not from your free hand, from your glove hand. That's a really tough play to make, and she nailed it. Just a bit
perfect execution
unlucky.
there.
Just a bit unlucky.
I mean, you can see the visible frustration by Caven Davis there at second base. That play was very good. It was just as you were saying, partner, quick to the ball, glove flip over to second, and just didn't land the call there.
And so the Rams, they have life. The Renegades feel like one got stolen from them a little bit.
A little nervous here because now, with 2 out, and I will say I think a lot of the Fresno Rams runners here they've got some speed. This whole team's got some speed, and any ball in the gap here as the outfielders are adjusting.
Grounded and fouled to the left side.
But yeah, any ball in the gap here will definitely score one. And depending on how it's fielded cleanly out in the outfield, if not, it's with the cutoff throw in and everything, might score 2, and that'd be another 2 runs that the Renegades will have to get back, especially coming off of they have 0 hits so far going into the bottom of the 5th inning after this inning.
Finder up in the count now, 1-1. Big at bat for her. Way out in front there from the delivery from Pagsalingen. Pagsalingen.
Low throw there.
Yeah. Pagsalingen now. Ahead in the count, 1-2. And Logan looking to try and end this inning dominantly. 1-2, here it comes. Lined over to Gilbert. Gilbert knocks it down. Timani's going to have to cover. There's a runner breaking from third, and the runner was Klein. She moved up there on the ground ball from second to third, rounds third, and scores on the play. Great hustle from her.
Not much wrongdoing by the Renegades there either. That was just a extremely sharp line drive straight to Gilbert at third base, knocked it down. Great play, but I think where it kind of slipped away from them was just fielding it cleanly to pick up to keep the run from scoring. That was very heads-up base running by the third base coach there to let the runner know to continue to go home. And putting up one more run here with 2 outs, that might be a difference maker for them.
Grenelle Finder up, her first base hit of the season for her, so she probably feels really happy to get that monkey off her back, and maybe the rest of them start falling a lot quicker for her. But yeah, I know, especially when you're a player, you think to yourself about these things. Oh, I haven't had a hit yet, or oh, I haven't had a double yet, or little things like that, little aspects like that. Players do think about that, and it does weigh them down a little bit, because they put a little bit more emphasis and pressure on themselves to deliver. So hopefully now that emphasis and pressure on Finderup is released from her. She can go ahead and get into mid-season form. So good for her. We got a new batter to tell you about, number 22, Jaden Herrera. And Herrera is coming into today's game batting at 400.
Oof.
She is relieving Andrews, who is batting at 143. I imagine Andrews' book is not closed yet. She might re-enter the game, but if she doesn't, she will finish 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Talk about having an ability to have a great bench. Maybe she might have less at-bats than everyone else, but a 400 average coming off the bench is a scary threat because they're fresh legs, fresh eyes, and all she's heard has been a positive, all she's been hearing from her teammates have been how to deal with Logan as a pitcher. And, she knows what to expect. She's been sitting in the dugout watching, yearning for an at-bat for 5 innings, and now she's up here. She wants to get a hit here.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Herrera has had to do nothing but observe the tendencies of Logan Pagsalingen. She grounds this one up the middle, and it's a base hit. Coming around to score is Lopez. Going to third, and safe is Finderup. And moving up to second, there is Herrera for a double, an RBI double that makes it 4-0 for the Rams.
Partner, as we were talking about before with the big innings that the Renegades have been giving up, I think this might be one of the biggest innings in weight-wise that the Renegades are going to have to put away. You've had 2 outs for about 5 minutes, and they just keep kind of letting them play small ball in a way. It's been a base hit, and then it scores a run from second. Base hit, scores a run from second. So the Renegades really have to put this inning down, put it to sleep, and come back in the bottom of the 5th and feel the need of urgency. And urgency, speaking of that, is something that Coach Julie Marshall has been begging her players to feel some fight in them in these innings, because something that she's expressed to her team is that they don't feel as if they're fighting for the win. They feel as if they're just kind of coasting and letting the score not dictate their emotions. They're just, whatever, we might be losing by 10 or losing by 1, and they're all kind of feeling the same thing.
And standing in now, and I might be incorrect about this, but looking at the stat sheet, I believe I am right. So correct me if I'm wrong here, Fresno fans. Number 14, Brianne Rainey, who will be having her first at-bat of the season from Dos Palos High School. A right-handed hitter and right-handed pitching freshman wearing the number 14 in at Rizzotti's spot. So 1-0, here it comes home. Grounded and fouled over to the left side. The reason why I say, correct me if I'm wrong, Rams fans, is because I do not see Rainey on the stat sheet yet, which would suggest that she hasn't yet had an opportunity to hit. Not that she hasn't played yet, but has not come to the plate yet. Again, could be wrong, though, because sometimes these stat sheets aren't the best at being completely up to date. Ohlone is no exception to that rule as well.
Yep.
So, we always want to make sure that we're calling it about as accurately as possible. So please do correct us if we're wrong.
You can imagine how big this weight of a pitch here is. 1-2, 2 down. You got to get out of this inning. Here it comes.
Outside for a ball.
That's a great location. I mean, he's been calling that all day. That's probably just a hair off of where the umpire strike zone is here. But that's a pitch that Logan is not upset about. That's something that if the hitter takes it, that's a great take. I'm up there. That's a hard take for me to take right there. I might be swinging at that one.
2-2, here it comes. Grounded over to Gilbert. Gonna have to be a tough play. Gilbert to first in time for the out. So a 5-3 put out to end the inning, but not before the Rams score 2 more and improve their lead to 4-0. The Renegades got to break through here. They are through 4 offensively so far with no hit, and they need one desperately here in this bottom end of the 5th inning, and they need some runs as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this break. You are watching Ohlone College Softball on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Timani, Vigil, and Gilbert all due up for the Renegades here, and these are the bats that the Renegades really need some production from here. With no hit through 5.5 innings right now. We're in the bottom end of the 5th. The Renegades want to break the no-hitter, want then to break the shutout, and then they want to break up the lead. That is literally what I would write on a whiteboard right now if I was a manager. I'd say break up the no-hitter, break up the shutout, break up the win.
Exactly. I mean, as the Renegades, as we've kind of been saying all season, just take it one step at a time. Maybe they might be a little bit, score happy and thinking about too far ahead. Like, it's only 4 runs. This is the best score that they've had through 5 innings that we've seen here at Runyon Field. And if they can just chip away, ignore the 4-0, play it like it's a 0-0. You need to score to win. You need to put up runs and hits.
You know the old slogan, a bloop and a blast. If you get a bloop and a blast, then you're another bloop and a blast away.
Exactly.
Right now, at this current moment in time in the game. So the Renegades just got to get runners across, get some hits here. 1-1 coming home from Barbosa. Line, and the no-hitter's broken up. Timani rounds first, heads for second. She's going to have a stand-up double.
Absolutely huge at-bat right there from Timani. I mean, that is exactly what we were just talking about, exactly what the Renegades need is the fans over here, light up a little bit, show some energy here. And that ball is, that's a great thing to see from the Renegades bench. And as a hitter, you can put the bat on the ball strong and aggressive.
And Sienna Vigil The most dangerous Ohlone College bat is up to hit now with a runner in scoring position.
And I think the best thing to think about here is, as the best hitter on this team and best player on this team as of right now, she shouldn't be thinking too much of a blast. Right? We were just talking about a bloop and a blast. That was a great double. I say trade places with her. Throw it in the gap somewhere down. I mean, the outfield is pretty open. Left field and right field are playing right on the corners there. Center field's dead straight away. So if you can just poke one, left side, right side, especially with Vigil speed here, the Renegades will be able to switch it up.
Vigil fouls that one off to the right side. You know, funny enough, one thing that I found out about the Renegades, they were talking about earlier, a few of the girls were talking about, oh, how do they know these things? I know some insider information about Sienna. 8 of her teammates reported that they would not want to be stranded on an island with her.
Oh.
And a lot of the complaints were because they would make her, or she would make them work out a lot.
I know.
That was the main complaint.
I've heard something that she is a work ethic. I mean, she's up early, grinding all day, school, working out, work. She has a work ethic of a leader, and I think that's why everyone kind of rides on her. She is the momentum swing, and she's a very emotional player. And her being on first right here, we have runners on first and second with one of the bats that we know can score some runs here.
We had to mention also, she just got hit by a pitch, if you didn't see that happening in front of your screen. So apologies there, a little bit late there to alert you. Gilbert now to hit for the Renegades. Cameron Gilbert, third baseman and freshman for the Ohlone College Renegades. She would love to add to her RBI totals on the season. Takes a big deep breath as she steps back into the box and is ready to face Barbosa. Sarah Barbosa. 0-1 delivery fouled off to the left side, and it's 0-2 now. And so Timani and Vigil at second and first base for the Renegades with 2 strikes. I wonder if there might be any motion here for the Renegades. They need to get bat to ball if there is going to be motion here.
Well, speaking of motion, I mean, that's something that the Renegades have been lacking on. You can see a lot of teams have been stealing on the Renegades, and specifically, are catching, but we have not been stealing much on them. The Ohlone Renegades have not been putting up what they've wanted to on numbers of stealing.
Up the middle. And a bad play over there at short. And Alvarado just had trouble with it. It took just a weird hop there as it was entering her glove. She was lined up perfectly for a double play. Stays poised and keeps the ball in front of her to get the 6-3 put out. So a good job there by her. But the Renegades are able to move both their runners up 60 feet and break up any possible double play opportunity with Aracia now up to hit.
And you can imagine the weight of the situation. This is a spot the Renegades have not been in very much through this season. So far in the games, as you guys have seen from our live streams, that the Renegades have been giving up a lot of runs. And there might be a difference in emotions compared to a game like this. A game when they're down 15-0, they don't really have an urgency to want to come back because it's so far away. But a game where it's 4-0 and you got 2 runners on with only 1 out, you are going to have to ride your emotional pathway to a hit here. You're going to have to put the ball in play, I would say if I'm a hitter here, I'm thinking ground ball. I'm thinking ground ball right side, get a runner in. As we were just saying, bloop and a blast, but in a way of chipping away at every run you need.
And if you're Sarah Barbosa, who's on the mound right now also, you're probably thinking to yourself, all right, first opportunity here to really show what I can do under pressure here. And she is under a lot of pressure with 2 runners on in scoring position with 1 out, only giving up 1 hit on the day so far. So this is the first time really that she is being tested, and she gets a nice rise ball swing and miss there for the second out of the inning. Good strikeout from her. That is her 7th on the contest. So she is definitely getting some battle testing done right now, and this would be the ultimate momentum swing for her if she can get 1 more put out here without surrendering any damage. And Logan Paxalingen to hit for the Renegades. 0-0 delivery coming home. Popped up and fouled.
And on the flip side of that coin for Barbosa, the Renegades need this inning. We're approaching if they don't score this inning, they only have 6 more outs to put up at least 4 runs. Granted the Rams don't score anything for the rest of the game here. And this is where you're going to have to do it. A base hit will score 2, for sure, especially with 2 outs. Put it in play. Right off the catcher's mask here.
Yeah, and that caught Klein directly in the center of the mask, and she's going to deny any attention from her infield. And this is where, again, we say, and I quote, catchers are just built different.
They really are.
Catchers
I mean, she shrugs it off right there. I'm okay. It doesn't matter.
I mean, that's if you're a mortal human, that's a line drive that concusses you potentially, you know. But if you're a catcher, that you're just like any other Saturday. Just give me a minute to make sure I'm really okay and not making a terrible decision, and I'm fine. Let's play. So Klein gets brownie points from her teammates there. Not that really she ever needed them, because if you are a catcher, you've already proven you're tough.
Exactly.
But getting a chance to further prove it is Klein. And Barbosa's 1 strike away. 1-2. Lined and fouled to the left side.
You got to hope here that swing right there is a boost of confidence for Klein in here, because she has been struggling. I mean, you can look at the stat numbers, you can look at the strikeouts she's been having in the batter's box, and if she can feel that swing right there, early contact down the line, you know you're confident, you can see the ball, and you need to put this in play.
1-2. Low and outside for a ball.
Great take there.
Yeah. And Sarah Barbosa wanted to try and get her with a bender. That was definitely a pitch that was designed to try and get Pagsalingen swinging. I wonder if she's going to give in here with this 2-2 count. Barbosa kicks and deals. She does give in. It's a rise ball, and it's swung right through by Pagsalingen. 8th strikeout of the game for Sarah Barbosa, and a dominant performance from her through 5, only giving up 1 hit through 5 innings. That could potentially be her last opportunity to pitch in this game. We'll find out in the home half of the 6th. But if that is the last time she's on the mound today, dominant from her. Unbelievably dominant from her. So what a job by her. And for the Renegades, a really, really bad missed opportunity there. So the Renegades want to lick their wounds from that and come back in the top end of the 6th with a little bit more of where that came from to try and score their first run of the game. 30 seconds and we'll be back. Ohlone College softball on the Ohlone Athletics YouTube channel. And we are back here on the Ohlone College Broadcasting YouTube channel. Yep is the hitter for the Rams. And she's playing at third base. Well, this is Yep's spot. I didn't see the number, so I might be dumb. And I'm not dumb. So there we go.
No dumbness around here.
No dumbness around here. The Rams have been pinch hitting a little bit here and there, so I figured maybe they might be pinch hitting here, but no. Yep, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon, now 2 for 3. She reached on an error and had a double, now a single. And so standing in now is Alvarado, the shortstop. Had herself a solid day so far defensively. Yet to get a base hit, but has reached twice. Reached on a fielder's choice and reached on an error in left field. That's a rare error for Lily Roman, who, apart from that, has had a decent day. She struck out twice, though, herself. Will have a third opportunity soon. Grounded over to Timani. Timani to Davis at second for one. Back to first, not in time. Renegades get the lead runner there. So, Yip is out. Alvarado reaches on the fielder's choice. And standing in now is Macau, the left fielder. Macau, the left fielder, had a double that scored 2 of them. And that was the biggest hit, or still is the biggest hit of the game so far for the Rams and the Renegades alike. Biggest hit by either of the two teams.
Especially biggest hit, a single down the left side. So, or I mean, excuse me, a double.
And if you believe in the announcer's jinx at all, I mean, the one time I mention a no-hitter, the very next batter breaks it up.
Yep.
So that's an announcer's jinx that, for us at least, we're happy about. Grounded and fouled over to the left side by Macau. Barbosa, the pitcher, Sarah Barbosa for the Rams, through 5, only giving up 1 hit. I mean, that speaks for itself. Incredible outing from her. We'll see if she gets a 6th inning or not. I would be inclined to maybe say yes.
I would almost, I put a lot of faith that she is going to come back because as a Fresno City coach here, you've seen only 1 hit and no runs across the board. And I mean, she came in this game with a 3.50 ERA.
And you have to think to yourself, I got a second game. If I can save the bullpen, then I might as well.
And especially with the mechanisms of softball pitching, you have less of a...
Paxa Lingen with a comebacker right back to her that caught the glove. She knocked it down. Had a little bit of trouble with it, but was able to pick it up and make the play to first base. Wanted to try and turn 2 there, but that was going to be a tough play. Good poise from her on the 1-3 putout.
And good play there, too, because I'm not sure how many of you at home have played the pitching position, but it is, I mean, it's a little bit frightening when you get a comebacker to you, and there's so many things going through your head. You want to turn 2, you want to throw it to second base to turn a double play, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, what if I overthrow? What if I underthrow? I have to make a perfect throw so that way they can turn it. And then you're thinking, well, maybe I should just go to first. And then you're panicking, scrambling for the ball. And that's a play that, I mean, is practiced a lot. She knocked it down well, kind of kept her poise, took a look over at second base, but realized it wasn't going to happen, made a great throw to first, and just got the out.
Here's Klein, the catcher. And Klein, Amara Klein, the sophomore catcher out of Fresno, California, Central High School. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier in the broadcast because I said Central once. Might be the second time I'm mentioning that. Line drive to center field. Diaz with a play. Diving to make it for the final out of the inning. What a job there by Jayana Diaz in center field, robbing an RBI base hit of Klein. So the Renegades will not surrender anything in the top end of the 6th. That's one half of the plan. The second half of the plan is get a run across by any means necessary. We'll see if they can do that after this quick break. 30 seconds on the Ohlone College Athletics YouTube channel. And here we are, folks, in the bottom end of the 6th inning correction. And Sarah Barbosa, the starting pitcher for the Rams, is going to get a 6th inning. And the softball/baseball fan in me is actually very happy to see that. She's been having a very incredible game with 8 strikeouts on the afternoon. She came into today's game with a 3.50 ERA, and that ERA has shot down below the 3 zone, I would say. I think that's probably safe to say. So she's very happy with her performance so far, would love a dominant 6th. And the Renegades would love a reason to get her packing. I mean, that's just the chess match that we have right now.
Well, you know what's interesting about this too is, as the Renegades, it could be it's a two-sided coin, right? You have the one side of, dang, like she's still in this game. We haven't really figured her out. We've had runners, in a threatening position as this ball is grounded to shortstop. Good play here. Oh, what a scoop over at first base by number 22, Jaden Herrera. What a play.
That's an incredible play, and it's a tough scoop at first base. I mean, digging throws out of the dirt, and especially here with AstroTurf, you never really know what type of hop it's going to make, and it's very hard to make a play in general. So Diaz grounds out on a 6-3 to start this bottom end of the 6th. Here now is Lily Roman. She has 2 strikeouts in the afternoon. A little snake bitten as she did get a bunt down in her last opportunity, beat out the throw, but not sure the call was on the field that got it overturned, but it did get overturned, and she later ended up striking out. And so Lily Roman would love to get a board here. She takes out her half, and it misses the zone, and it's 2-0.
Well, for the Renegades as well, as I was just saying, it can really suck as a hitter because you have the same pitcher. You know that she's kind of been dominating your strike zone. You don't feel as confident with her pitching, but on the flip side of the coin, we've seen her. We know her stuff. We've seen every single pitch she has to offer. So let's dominate and let's come back here.
And that time around, Lily Roman not able to beat out the throw from Yep at third base. And Yep had a bit of a tough play on a bunt earlier in the game, and she gets to redeem herself there with that 5-3 putout.
You know what's kind of funny about that play? I'm not sure if you guys can pick it up on the broadcast, but umpire over at first base gave it a little, out. A little bit of a hesitation there, a little, without.
Yeah. Hesitation, all right, but trust your gut. You made the right call there.
Oh, aiming right for Julie Marshall again. That's from the same player, Sydney, as the last time that happened. She really likes that hot corner over there.
And Julie Marshall just saying, I like it,
supporting
keep it going.
Yep. Don't hit me necessarily, keep it fair is what she hopes to do here.
0-1 coming home. Barbosa with a rise ball that misses the zone. And Barbosa's just been completely dominant in this game. I mean, one put out away here from getting through 6 innings with only 1 hit surrendered. She will surrender a second one, though, to Sydney Henry, who has a single up the middle. That'll bring in Amanda Dilsaver, number 8.
Just bringing up, that piece of hitting, she was all over that at bat. Confidence must have been skyrocketed through the roof from seeing that first pitch she fouled off, roped it down the line, almost hit her coach. Then she decides, she sees another ball, and then she's like, maybe all I got to do is just think about hitting this a little bit later, kind of put it right back where it came from, and she did. She threw it right back up the middle, just past the pitcher on her left side, and gave herself a good hit to start off this inning.
Dilsaver fouls off to the left side, and just saw a fan wearing a Minnesota University Gophers hoodie, and that reminded me, folks, about NCAA softball action that just started up in the Mesa. San Diego State University. The San Diego State Aztecs finished with a 2-0 start to the season yesterday, and a game 1 against Minnesota in which saw shortstop turned second baseman Lala Macario, who had a torn knee last season and missed a majority of the season in her junior year. She scored the winning run on a walk-off base hit into right field from Julie Holcomb for the San Diego State Aztecs. And me being a San Diego State alumni, whether I like it or not, very happy for Lala Macario, a fellow classmate, and actually, yes, she was a fellow classmate in one of my communication classes. It was really heartbreaking to see her get that season-ending injury.
I bet.
And so for her to score the winning run yesterday in her first game back, I thought was incredibly poetic and something that was worth sharing today. High and deep to left center field. way back there, and foul but gone. Dill Saver just hit a home run that went foul. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Everyone in here was holding their breath, hoping that ball stayed fair. I mean, we could see the trajectory. I saw that ball. It was traveling. That was looking like it was going to stay fair and be gone, but watching the left fielder track over to her right just past the pole. Oh, that's so frustrating if you're a Renegade.
Yeah, it's so frustrating if you're a Renegade, and this is where, if I was a fan back at San Diego State University, I'd be screaming if I was a fan of the Rams. Just a long strike. We're good. 0-2. Here it comes home. Line into right center field this time. Deep off the bottom of the wall. Sidney Henry to second. To third. Dill Saver to second. It's a double.
Talk about an at-bat. Oh, my goodness. I mean, it is rare you see a swing of a pitch that is a foul ball home run, and then the next pitch is a rope of a ball straight to right center field off the bottom of the wall. I mean, she's all over this pitcher now, and if I'm the Renegades, I'm playing on high confidence of we can do this. We can scrap back, score 2 runs here, and then come into try and get more runs in 2, but if you score 2 here, hold them in the top of the 7th, score 2 or more, and win this game in the bottom of the 7th.
And Timani, who had herself the first base hit of the game for the Renegades, had a double, would love to emulate those fortunes right now. Oh, here it comes inside.
And as a Renegade, especially Tiamani, who's hitting right now, you have got to think she's a little bit frazzled. Barbosa has been locked down all game, but now is in a little bit of a sticky situation because these 2 runners have put the ball in play very hard.
1-0, fouled off to the right side.
If you're Barbosa here, all you're hoping is to just get out of this inning with 0 damage because coming into the top of the 7th, up 4-0, is just a high. I mean, the Renegades will only have 3 more outs to put up 4 or more to continue this game.
1-1 coming home from Barbosa. Swung on and missed there by Timani.
Close pickoff play over there on the third base bag. I mean, Henry might have thought that there wasn't going to be any action over there just because of the fact of 2 outs. Kind of just you don't want to deal with an overthrow or a problem over at third base. But as I'm speaking, we're going to bring in
Sam Bowie,
number 11, for a pinch runner here at second base.
Sam Bowie. She'll be at second base to pinch run. And with 2 strikes and 2 out here, if you're Ohlone College and you don't see motion, you're going to be screaming at your TV set or cell phone or whatever. Wherever you are watching from this. 1-2, grounded and fouled.
I mean, that's a great pitch there, too. Barbosa had a little bit of a break, with a sub out right there, kind of ices him, just like icing a kicker in the NFL. And to come on this pitch, to continue the at-bat and just get a low, maybe an off-speed there, maybe just a low sinking fastball, and great foul ball, though, by the Renegades.
Barbosa looking to put away the 6th. 1-2, here it comes. Swung on and missed. Her ninth strikeout of the game. What a pitch. A rise ball there that got Timani out in front. And the Renegades, I mean, by a matter of feet, will be denied their first runs of the game. Dill Saver almost had a 2-run shot over the left field wall. She'll have to wait at least for another at-bat to get her first dinger of the season. And Logan Paxalingen is going to finish this game, or at least try to finish this game. As we head into the top end of the 7th, it's 4-0 Rams lead. 30-second break. We'll be back after that. All right, folks, we are back here. Taylor, Lopez, and Finderup all due up. At least their spots are due up. Not sure if we're going to have any pinch hitters, but in the 7th inning, I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see some switch-ups here from either of the two sides. As Taylor, who is playing in right field, is going to lead off, so no pinch hitter here for Taylor's spot. And let's talk about Taylor's day so far. 2 backwards Ks, but a single as well. And that single ended up not scoring any runs, but kept a 3rd inning that was a pivotal 3rd inning for the Rams alive for them. So she's ahead in the count here, 1-0 to against Logan Paxalingen, and Paxalingen with a rise ball that pops out of the glove of Aracia. My goodness. 2-0, here comes. Bounce to the plate. I have to wonder if Logan Paxalingen maybe could be losing a little bit of feel in her right hand. She's been pitching pretty well so far today with, I believe it is 8 strikeouts. Let me go ahead and count them real quick. In their first strike, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 indeed. My muscle memory is still there, folks. 3-1 coming home. And that'll be a walk.
And that's a rough walk, too, because 17, Maya J. Taylor, I mean, she is a speed demon. She will probably, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she takes off during this at-bat at some point. Maybe 2nd pitch, maybe 3rd pitch. Or she'll just read a ball in the dirt here and just try to take 2nd, hope for an overthrow, and hope to get on 3rd base here.
And we are going to have a pinch hitter here. Lopez was the batter coming up in this spot, but Lily Barbosa will be the one swinging the bat here. I wonder if the Barbosas here have any correlation, if they're sisters, but wouldn't know that. I'll try to figure that out during the break. But Sarah Barbosa, the pitcher, Lily Barbosa, the hitter for the Rams. And for Lily Barbosa, it'll be her first opportunity of the game. And I don't see her on the stat sheet either, so it could be her first opportunity of the season. Breaking for 2nd there, to your point, partner, is Maya J. Taylor, and she's safe there, so she will steal 2nd.
You know what you know what I might put a bet on here for that. That was most probably a hit and run situation, because that pitch was a pretty low pitch in the zone. Probably wouldn't have swung at that normally.
Grounded over to Gilbert. Gilbert looks, and the runner breaks from 2nd to 3rd. She's going to be safe, but Barbosa's thrown out on the 5-3. Rough play for the Renegades, just caught between a rock and a hard place there defensively, but you get the put out regardless. But now that run is 60 feet away from scoring, and you are still in a sacrifice situation. Here now is Finderup. She got her first hit of the season, looking for more here. Finderup wearing the number 23 out of Washington Union High School. Grounds over to Gilbert. Gilbert looks the runner back to 3rd, and she is thrown out on the 5-3.
I mean, that's a great play, especially looking back at what just happened previously with the runner at 2nd base on a ground ball. Same thing, straight to Gilbert. Looks her back, but, you know, Taylor had the speed and took the advantage and got to 3rd base.
And you also don't really have the luxury of seeing this if you're watching on the broadcast, but Finderup was extremely quick out of the box and maybe about a step or 2 away from beating out the throw of Gilbert. And Gilbert did absolutely nothing wrong on that play, looking back the runner at 3rd and then making a nice strong throw back to 1st. That's just plus speed by Finderup there. So that was not an easy play whatsoever. And it very rarely ever feels like it is. A comebacker there to Logan Paxalingen, who throws out the batter Herrera on a 1-3 putout to end the inning. And so the Renegades will have 3 outs left in this game to produce 4 or better to either keep playing or steal this game from the Rams. And the Rams, 3 putouts away here from a 3-2 record. So we'll see here what's going to happen in the next 30 seconds. Ohlone College softball live from the Runyon Complex on the Fremont campus. Sienna Vigil to lead off the bottom end of the 7th inning for the Ohlone College Renegades, who are looking for a miracle, looking to try and tell a great story. And this is where, if I was just a spectator, I'd be yelling out, it all started when Sienna Vigil led off the 7th. So, folks, if you got your rally caps, put them on. If you haven't turned your caps yet into a rally cap, please do so now. Vigil to right center field for a base hit. She's going to round first and head to second. And she's going to round second, head to third. And Bodie Warden called it. A leadoff triple on the first pitch of the bottom of the 7th inning. You guys didn't hear it, but
off broadcast in between innings, I go. And I'm feeling a triple here. First at bat, Sienna Vigil, one of the best hitters on the team, best players on the team, had a feeling of a triple. She's one of 2 people who have a triple on the year, and now puts her in first place with 2 triples.
And here now is Glow Townsend. Glow Townsend getting her first opportunity to swing the bat in this game. She is in at Gilbert's spot. And Gilbert, who has played great third base for the Renegades today, came up with 2 very tough putouts on the field here that kept the Renegades in a 4-0 game just a half inning ago. Glow Townsend looking for an RBI here or to get on base as she takes inside from Barbosa for a strike.
And here's a situation where the Renegades haven't found themselves in very much. I mean, only down by 4 in the bottom of the 7th. You're down to your last 3 outs, which they have not found themselves in, I believe, in a game this year. And you're looking at that score coming off of a day of Tuesday where you're down by double digits both games, and you got to look at that scoreboard and say, I need to play this one step at a time, because you can definitely get ahead of yourself. I mean, Glow has got to take a slow at-bat here, chip away, just get on base, and you can continue this rally.
Just do what you can. 0-2, here it comes. And Barbosa, a close pitch there. Good take by Townsend. Very good pitch from Barbosa.
I mean, that is a fantastic pitch, fantastic take. Coming off of a riser, swinging through your shoes on that last strike and leaving that ball low in the dirt there.
1-2 to Townsend. There, strike 3 called.
You got to wonder, too, if that was just a pitch she was not expecting. Kind of froze her there. I mean, that was, really kind of down the heart of the plate. I just wonder if she wasn't expecting something so down the plate, in the heart of the plate, for her to hit.
Yeah, and it's definitely something to be said, when you're on the plate, and that's also for reference, folks, Barbosa's 10th strikeout of the afternoon, so she's double digits. And standing in now will be Viviana Lozano, who is going to be at Arcia spot.
Something I do want to highlight about Vivi here is that she is, she might not have the most at-bats on the team, might not have the most playing time, and that is simply because of an injury she's recovering off of, a knee injury, which, is unfortunate for her, but she, in high school, led her team in 6 hitting categories. Yes, you heard that right, 6. Batting average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, hits, doubles, and triples. So she is a force to be reckoned with at the plate.
And Barbosa looking for a re-sign. Going back to my point about Barbosa so I can quickly finish it, in that situation when striking out Glo Townsend, you saw Townsend did take a pitch that was really close to being in the strike zone. So the thought process is, okay, well, I've been such a powerful pitcher. Right now it's 4-1. Even if, this hitter takes me deep, I mean, I'm still up by 2. And so that's an opportunity where you do want to give in, put one in the zone, see if she's going to swing at it or not. So that was good awareness by Barbosa. Lozano swings and misses at her 1-2. And so she's behind in the count now, 1-2.
If I'm the Renegades here, we need Viviana to get on base here because this is a crucial at-bat. If she doesn't get on here, this kind of deflates the balloon a little bit.
Grounded and fouled over to the left side, and it hits Vigil, and thank goodness that went foul. Otherwise, that would have been the second out of the inning.
Which I think is exactly what Coach Julie Marshall's telling her right now, she reached her hand out a little bit just to make a fun little play on the ball, foul territory, but you got to take a step back and calm down when you're doing stuff like that, just because if she was in fair territory, that is a deflating out for them.
Yeah, and that's an important base runner as well. 1-2, here it comes. Popped up. Into foul territory and out of play. Lozano battling and battling and battling.
I think that went into the women's bathroom, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that ball will have a chance to empty out. Lozano having a very similar at-bat to many of her other at-bats. 1-2, swung on and missed on the outer half. 11 strikeouts for Barbosa.
And you can hear the emotion from the Rams here in the infield. After that long at-bat, you heard many voices of just, come on, yeah, just feeling confident getting one of the best hitters on the team out in a situation like this. I mean, it could have been 4-1 with one out now and a runner on, and that leads you to a possible comeback. But now you have one of the more struggling hitters on the team, Logan, who is going to need to dig deep in here and get herself on base to continue this inning.
Well, the clock strikes midnight on the Renegades' chances here in this game, which has been a very winnable game for this Renegades squad. They've done the one thing that they have been unable to do often this season, which was avoid the big inning and keep this game manageable. A 4-run game, and the Rams just doing enough here to ink themselves ahead, and one strike away now from a 3-2 record for them. And so for the Rams, ultimate confidence booster here if they can get one last strike, one last out, and end this game commandingly ahead 4-0. 0-2. Barbosa kicks and deals. Inside, got her. Strike 3. Barbosa's 12th of the contest ends this game on a backwards K, and a frustrating first game of the doubleheader for the Ohlone College Renegades. A game that definitely felt winnable, felt that it was well contested and well played. And if you look at the scoreboard, if you don't pay attention to the hits, or to the runs rather, and you pay attention only to the hits, you see it. 4 hits for the Renegades, but the number one issue was in this game the 4 errors on the defense.
Agreed.
Pagsalinigan was able to get through 7 innings, only giving up 8 hits and 4 runs. 2 of those will go down as earned runs. The first 2 runs in the game that she gave up were not earned runs on her ledger because of defensive errors made behind her. So that now looking like the next point of emphasis for the Renegades, at least as to where you go from here. An 0-7 start to the season. And I mean, 0-7, it sounds rough.
It does.
Right? But the team that we saw play a game just in front of us versus the team that we saw 2 weeks ago in the home opener against Sierra College, even just a few days ago on Tuesday, again, a lot of improvement has been shown on this field by the green and gold, just none on the run category and none for the win category yet. They will have another opportunity in the next 30 minutes to ink across their first win of the season. And I think that the one thing that this coaching staff needs to hamper on is, guys, girls, this is a winnable game in front of us. This was a winnable game, a manufacturable game. And if we eliminate errors and have a better approach at the plate, focus more on contact. You can't strike out 12 times as a lineup. Focus more on contact and putting the ball in play. This game could potentially